Hey guys, what's going on? It is Dan Lags, and welcome back to another episode of the Fantasy Village Let's Build. Guys, welcome back. Ready to continue to make some progress here today on the village. First off, though, we're going to start off with some updates. As you guys can see, we have a full mountain range built in the background. This is going to be one of the major updates here. I actually made quite a bit of progress that we're going to discuss here, but we'll start off here with these mountains. So, I think I started off one episode, I did that. Then I came back in on another episode and did, I think, this part of the mountain. And then on my stream, I came back here and just pretty much completed this mountain range and wrapped it all the way around the farm. So it's pretty sizable. I think the highest peak is about block 150. So the mountain is approximately 80 blocks tall, which is pretty much good. There's a chance that I might actually take these mountain ranges and continue them around the rest of the build. I think that's something that I might do. I don't know. It only took me about 25 minutes to build that mountain range there. Well, if you include, I guess, these other parts, it took me probably about 40 minutes. But for that much stuff to be built in just that little amount of time, beauty of world edit, and I'm probably going to take advantage of that more. I might build some more mountain ranges over here or something. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But some other updates. Here is the cemetery or graveyard that we have. Decided to go with the no fence approach after some discussion. So basically the pathway kind of slowly turns into just kind of an assortment of coarse dirt and grass, which I think is just an incredible combo. And then we have some tombstones made out of like the stone brick blocks and nice little cemetery to fill this space. And we're going to be adding probably another house or two over here on this pathway to kind of fill this space here. And I think that will be pretty good. I'm going to throw on my HUD real quick. I actually just noticed. I'm going to put some grass blocks right here to kind of connect this a little bit better. Just out of the blue. Throw a couple of grass blocks down there. Anyway, other updates. The inn over here, the village inn, is now complete on the exterior. And I got to say, I think it turned out real nice. This actually is now my favorite build in the village. Both, just the way it turned out on the outside after lots of, experimenting and messing around with the design. I think this has got to be the best design I think we've done so far. I love the curved roof over here, how the roof on this side is a different slant than on this side. I think that turned out really cool. Also with the windows and the roof, it's just got nice detail to it, and it also works pretty well in the interior. I actually did work a little bit on the interior, and I will show you guys that right now. First floor, nothing's been done other than just putting the floors in, but there's a little hole in the ground over here. And if we come up here, this is the level where guests would stay. So we have the windows up here that you saw sticking out of the roof. That's kind of where those are, just adding some natural light to the area. We have a bunch of rooms. We have one small room right here, another room a little bit bigger right here, and then we have another room here. This one right here is a little bit larger. It's got a vaulted ceiling. I believe the one on the other side is also large and has a vaulted ceiling. Yep. And then we have one more room right here. So plenty of space here on the second level. I thought we utilized this space very nicely. I think it looks good up here. And we are going to add probably a few more rooms here on the first level, but it's mainly going to be a bar area and a fireplace and maybe some sitting areas as well on level 1. But anyway, that's all the updates for this episode. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed it. No, I'm just kidding. We're actually going to get started building right now. I'm actually going to be building over here today. I'm going to be working on this mage tower. I'm going to get this thing started and see how much we can get done today. So let's jump right into it. All right, guys. So the first thing I'm going to do starting off is just build a little pathway for this thing to be placed on. So I'm just going to start with that. Have this run around the whole perimeter of this thing. Get a spot where we can actually build this thing. Just kind of get the rest of this filled in here. Just like that. There we go. So there's going to be our space for this build. I'm probably going to make it look a little bit more ruined at some point. I'm going to start just by going around the edge here with actually we'll keep that as grass. Going around the edge here with a little bit of mossy cobblestone, since it's just a really solid block for this. Nice combo. And it really frames the edge of the grass to, I guess, the pathway, or in this case, it's just kind of like a little cul-de-sac here. Little end of the road, I guess. So we will take this around and connect it over to this side. Probably actually going to make that a... Actually, I kind of like it how it's kind of going off the edge there. Maybe I'll just put a grass block like that. That might solve my problem. And there we go. So there's going to be our spot for this build. Going to go ahead and just quickly grab some slabs. Cobblestone slabs will do just fine. And I'm going to place a few of those right there. Okay. So now let's get started. I am going to grab some spruce wood. We're definitely going to need some... I think I'm going to go with stone brick for this build. So we'll just use an assortment of that. We want to make sure we get the regular stone brick. Actually, I'm very intrigued by moss stone as well. But I think I'm just going to go with the 3 main stone bricks. We can get rid of the wand now. We don't need that anymore. And we'll start off with that. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to place a block right here. Actually, we're going to move that over 1 block. And I think I'm going to jump. Let's go 1, 2, 3, place a block. 1, 2, 3, place a block. So there's going to be the dimensions for this build. We'll make it a nice square. So 1, 2, 3, place. 1, 2, 3, and place. And over here as well. Make sure that we hit our spots correctly. So there we go. We have a nice grid of blocks here to start off. So now I'm going to take each one of these up about 4. And we're going to fill in some designs in the middle. So the whole theme of the build I'm doing right here, guys, is going to be kind of like an outcast witch or wizard. Some sort of mage tower. Really not associated with the town. Kind of like that, you know, that outcast character that, you know, the village folks don't really associate with and maybe kind of shun or look down upon is kind of like the theme for this particular building. And the reason why I'm doing this in this space is kind of, it's just like off to the end of the path, right? There's just kind of like a peninsula, really no exits on any side. It's all surrounded by water. I thought it was just a perfect landmark. And this is all natural. I didn't even do any world edit over here. I think surrounding with the dark oak forest also fits to that theme. I'm going to be putting maybe some lily pods and making it look a little bit more dark and swampy. Might even honestly cut the path off at the edge of the sawmill. Not even sure yet, but I think this is a cool theme. It continues to build the character of this village, which I think is just growing every single day. Absolutely, you know, I've said it many times, guys, but I'm absolutely loving this project. It is very, very fun, very refreshing working with such an elite texture pack. I know I sound like a broken record, but, you know, I can't say it enough. Can't emphasize it enough. This has been a really enjoyable series, which is why you guys have been seeing me do so many episodes of this. You know, I've been keeping pretty consistent with it, I'd like to think. I think I had one little lull there where I might have missed, like, I might have gone, like, maybe a week without uploading, or maybe a week and a half without uploading a video, but on this series in particular. But lately I've been trying to do 2 episodes a week on this, because a lot of people have been really enjoying it. Those of you who have been watching every episode, I really appreciate it. You guys seem like you're really enjoying it. It's fun. It's fun experimenting with this kind of stuff, because this is really a side of Minecraft that I'm not really a huge part of. That kind of fantasy, medieval style, very advanced techniques that you use for this kind of stuff, very advanced building. This is, you know, this is not the kind of stuff that your day one Minecraft player is going to be get involved in. So it's definitely definitely interesting on that front, I would say. So we're going to start off here with 5 blocks going up, and I'm actually going to just run a beam of logs across each one of these corners and connect them to the sides. So one thing I'm going to be heavily inspired by with this particular build is actually a build that I did in the past. It's actually a Builder's Challenge episode. I'll throw the link in the description if I remember to do that. And that's going to be the theme of this build. It's going to be heavily inspired off of that. So maybe some of you guys will remember that episode, hopefully. It's an old video. I think it came out about 2.5, maybe 3 years ago. So it's going to be one that, you know, you're going to have to be an old school follower of the channel to remember that one. So if you remember it, shouts to you, because that is certainly a while ago. But it's got a similar theme to this. So if you're interested in that, or if you're interested in this series, you should be interested in that as well. I think I'm going to throw some windows right here in this space. And it's going to be right up against the walls on the side here. Not too bothered by that at all. I'm going to grab some stone brick stairs. We're going to be going through the inventory quite a bit on this build, so it might take a little bit more time. You know, half the time you spend building, it's just kind of, you know, rummaging through the inventory, trying to find all the blocks that you need to put things together. We're going to use, let me take a look at the glass colors, because I might use one that I've never used. I'm tempted to use like green or red or something cool like that. But I think I'm just going to go basic and just go with black panes, because, you know, that's my go-to is usually black stained glass. So we have some panes right there, looking pretty solid. I'm probably going to put the front door right here. We'll see. I'm not 100% sure about that. What I might do is place a slab there, place a couple of stone bricks there, and then put the door like that, or even just place a stair like that. Grab myself a door. Maybe we'll use the old rickety looking spruce door there to kind of get the front of that. This is already looking a lot more dark, a lot more run down than the theme that you guys have seen throughout this village. You know, we've been using oak logs. You know, this is going to be spruce logs, which again look a little bit more dark, older. You know, of course, there's a lot of mossy stone mixed in as well off the start. So it's definitely got that theme so far that I'm looking for. I might even place some extra stairs over here to kind of frame this shape. We're just going to have to kind of see, like, kind of how it's upside down there and then regular there. Maybe it frames the shape a little bit. Not 100% sure. But what I am going to do is continue this upward. We're actually going to continue these logs going all the way around. These are going to continue up through the build. And I'm going to add another layer to this, which I think I'm going to do with wool. Now, I might end up switching it out for another block at some point, and I might try some things. I'm actually going to consider a few things first before we just jump right into wool. But I'm going to grab gray wool. I'm going to grab some, what is this block that I chose here? Polish andesite, I believe. So one thing I'm curious about, does this connect with Optifine? It does. It's like large bricks. Oh my god, look at that. They're like oversized stone bricks. That's incredible. Now if I break those, unbelievable. I think I'm going to give these a go. I actually really like that. That's a cool theme. They're oversized stone bricks. Huh. Incredible. I did not know that. Telling you. I got to just start using every block in this pack, because I swear there isn't a block that goes by that I don't try. Wow, I'm rhyming now, but what I meant to say is there isn't a block that I haven't used that's, you know, been unusable. Like, oh man, like this block sucks, you know what I mean? Every block that I try, I'm like, okay, this is a usable block. I'm going to go for it. Look at this. I did not expect I was going to be using this. I just kind of saw it in the inventory. I'm like, let's give it a shot. And I'm impressed. It's like, it's just a large stone brick. It's honestly really cool. I think there's other uses for this. This might not even be the best use for it. Also, let me take a look at the gray wool, because I'm sure that also looks very solid. This was going to be my my backup choice, which, you know, honestly might look better in this instance, but I know that I'm going to give this a try just because it's something different. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is run this actually. Let's see, how many blocks did I go down over here? This is going to be 4 blocks, so we're actually going to take this up 1 block extra. So again, this is going to be a mage tower, guys, so it's going to be very tall, very skinny build. Going to be a lot different architecture, I should say, not architecture. Just, you know what I mean. It's going to be a lot different in that aspect than what you guys are been used to seeing here on this village, you know, through the first however many episodes we've done. What are we at, like episode 17 or 16? I don't know. We're going to go until, you know, I'm not really sure when this series is going to end, because I just want to keep adding stuff to it. So maybe it'll just be kind of ongoing, kind of like LD. You know, I'll just keep on rolling with it. Okay, so let's add some upside down stairs in similar spots. I'm also going to grab some slabs and place those down under here. And then the next thing I kind of want to do with this now is start to create a roof. So I'm going to utilize the spruce stairs, and I'm going to build a roof. Now don't worry, this isn't going to be like the top roof of the build, but it is going to be, you know, a roof. It's going to be a part of a roof, but it's not going to be the top of the build. So we'll get to that later on. I would like to just, you know, work for 30 minutes here, see what I can get done, and then we'll go from there. You know, I just want to have something to work on this world constantly. Right now, not a lot of interior stuff to work on currently, and you know, most of the interior or exterior stuff is done on all the builds that have been put in so far. So right now, we're starting this up, and then on my off-camera time, I've been spending time working on interiors a little bit, since those take a lot more time to plan out. And you know, interior is one of those things where you have to go through the inventory a lot more to find what you're looking for, and it can be a little bit more tedious, but you guys know that already. I think building stuff on the outside is really what we're all here for. Okay, so we're going to start off with that, and what I'm going to do is create another part to this build. So I'm going to take a pillar of wood and kind of come in one block off the edge. It's just going to be slightly smaller than the rest of the build. We're going to take this up a certain height, since this is going to be, I would describe this kind of as the neck of the build. And, you know, it's going to be the neck of a giraffe, because it's going to be a pretty long neck. And then there's going to be a part of the top that's going to be kind of like the head of the build, if that makes any sense at all. So we'll start with that. And what I'm going to do is I am going to place a block here and place a block right here. And I'm going to, actually, I'm going to place it here instead. Going to set that as my position 1 and 2. And we're going to set this as 98, 98, 1, which is going to be, and then 98, 2, which is going to be all 3 types of, there we go, all 3 types of stone brick. Definitely way easier to do it like that than placing it all assorted. It's probably what I should have done actually in the bottom level, but, you know, we learn as we go. It's not my first instinct to use world that it never has been, never will be. Alright. So let's go ahead and get these 4 corners built, and we'll see what we want to do next. Whoops, that is a mistake. Let's do an undo there. Make sure that we grab this as our first and second position, and we will place that down. There we go. So there's the neck of the build. And what I want to do with this now is take these stairs and just basically fill around everything that we've already placed here. So I'm going to do that right now. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do, now that we have these stairs put in, I'm actually thinking about punching a hole open in this wall. Kind of curious to see how that's going to work. And I think it works just fine. Just opens it up. We're going to place some more glass panes there. That's kind of like level 2 of this build. And now what I'm going to just start doing to this thing is adding some things to it that will make it look a little bit less symmetrical. So I'm going to start off with a window. And I'm going to do an upside down stair here. We're going to punch this open. We're going to place some glass panes. I'm trying to decide where I want to place these. I want to place them either here or back 1 block. Not sure yet. And I am going to have some stairs run across here. And here as well. And we're just going to take these right on up. And I'm wondering if I should do the stairs like this. Kind of give it a little bit more height. That's honestly just 1 extra block of height, so it's really not that bad. We're going to place a block here, place a block here, and we'll place 2 more. We're going to keep the same village theme, though, where we have kind of like these designs at the top of the roof. I personally really like it, even though, like I said, the architecture of this one's going to be a little bit different. I still think that that design is a winning formula throughout the whole build, so we're going to go with that. Okay, so I'm going to continue that to there, run a beam across, probably just place an upside down stair there. And inside of here, I think I'm just going to do that. And there we go. We have ourselves a window for that part of the build. And I'm going to be doing windows like this on all the sides. So I'm going to be doing one over here as well. And one over here. We'll get to those a little later though. What I'm going to do next is actually take this up a few more blocks. You know, I'm not 100% sure how high I'm going to go with this. I think what I'm going to do is grab a stone brick stair here. And I'm going to do a window. So let's do that. You know what I should do first before anything else? Let's get this wall filled in several blocks higher. There we go. Now let's punch open the window. So we'll have a block opening right here. Break 2 blocks. Block opening right there. And we'll put a couple of panes. So there's a window just right behind that. And we'll have 4 windows on each side of this part of the build. And now what I can start thinking about is working towards the top of this build. So I think I'm going to have I think I might have that go across there. I don't know, maybe I should go 1 block higher. So it's got a little bit of a separation from the window possibly. Let's take a look. Yeah, I think that's a little bit better. So we'll take this and we are going to loop this one around. I'll kind of get these walls filled in here later. We'll just start by looping this around because I would like to get at least the front of this thing figured out today before we close out the episode. So we'll go for about 5 more minutes here, see what we can come up with. So we're going to go like 3 blocks up here on this front part. And I am going to set, this is my position 1, position 2, place that there. We're going to just increase that just a tad. And I think I'm going to place blocks sticking out like that. I think is probably the better way to do this. Or maybe I'll do some upside down stairs like that, kind of mix in that some of that design. Put some slabs here maybe. Put some slabs here. You know, you never know where you're going to come up with cool designs. Put some slabs here. There we go. Just like that. Kind of spice that up a little bit. And then what I'm going to do is build kind of like a, I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm going to build like some sort of little balcony thing that's going to hold up the top of this build. So I'm going to go blocks, a couple of blocks out of stairs like that. And we're going to take another log beam going across here. And what I want to do with this is have it so it goes a couple of blocks off of where the bottom of the build is. So, you know, it would be able to hold it up, you know, potentially. This is going to be 1 block off the edge. There we go. And run around this way. Take this up a few blocks more. 1 more around the edge and take this around. This back part isn't super important right now. It's more about just getting the front design put in, and then basically it's just going to be mirrored to each side at this highest point. But this is looking pretty solid. We don't want to go too much taller than this. This is about as tall as it's going to get in terms of extending it, because I would like to keep it about the same height as the windmill over there. So not too much taller than that. But right now, like, this is looking pretty solid right now. I think we have a pretty fundamentally sound design. I'm going to continue this upward actually. So this this part here that I'm building now, I'll kind of show you guys how I'm going to implement this to the build in just a second. So let's see, how many blocks up do we have right here? What I'm going to do is place a block here, and we'll place a block here, and we're going to put some stone bricks right there. So kind of how this is going to work is there's going to be 1 block sticking out here, but these parts are going to be kind of indented a little bit, which I think could add an interesting element to this build. Something that could look pretty cool, and it's also a little reminiscent of the build that I did in the past as well in terms of like that design. We'll take this up 1 extra block here just so it matches the other side. Okay. Then the next thing I'm going to do is get some windows going here. So we are going to go and break 5 blocks going up to there. Gonna place some slabs. I might actually do this with wooden trims of stairs on this part. I think that might look a little bit better. It's going to be a window right there. And then there's going to be a roof up at this top part. And that's going to get started as well. Probably going to end up going with stairs like that. Place these slabs running across with the upside down stairs. And that'll start to go up. Might make that 1 block shorter, or maybe change that a little bit. But this is on the right track of what I want. And just to kind of wrap things up for today, I'm going to grab some torches and place them on the build. Place one right here, place one right here. I think what I'm going to do is put the stair here and lower this a few blocks. So that's going to be, oh, that's just 2. Let me lower this by 1 block, not 2. And then I'm going to have this whole thing lowered as well. So I'm thinking about doing maybe just some upside down stairs running across, actually. And then we can kind of shave this whole thing off the top up here. Kind of forget that. And just do upside down stairs instead. I think will look a little bit better. And how the roof is going to work for this thing is going to be pretty similar to what we have. Let me give you guys an example. It's going to be pretty similar to what we have over here. So kind of similar to that. We're going to have some leaves on it. It's going to be kind of like a pointed roof at the top. I'm going to be draping leaves all over this build on the final version, but as far as this is concerned, just as a start for today, just a start, I think this is looking really nice. Pretty happy with this. So this is where I'm going to leave you guys for now. What I am going to do, though, before I wrap up the video, I am going to start by just doing a little bit of leaf placement on the build, just so you guys kind of have an idea of what I'm thinking. And we'll kind of just drape these down on both sides. We're gonna really spam it, I think, for this build, since it's gonna be very much, you know, not well kept. It's gonna be the theme for this build, like 100%. So that's just a small part of what I'm gonna do. We're going to add lots more to that later. I might even implement even more mossy stone brick as well, because I feel like there could be potentially more of that added. But it's looking pretty good. I think we have a nice start here for this this Mage tower on the edge of town, kind of on the little peninsula there. I think it's a cool spot. And I think when that build is done, it's going to have kind of like an ominous theme on the edge of town. You know, kind of a little bit different from everything else you see. So I'll continue to work on this thing off camera, probably even jump into this a little bit more next time you guys see me on this series for next episode. But we have some great progress so far here just as the start. So, guys, it's been Dan Lags. Thank you so much for watching the Fantasy Village. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. I'm wearing some diamond armor, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that at the beginning, but it's pretty fancy looking as per usual. So, anyway, guys, drop a like if you did enjoy the video, and I will see you guys on the next episode. Peace out.